Let's do some sancocho. Sancocho is a very popular recipe in Latin America. In many countries it has hundreds of variants. This is my version. I hope you like it.
We are going to start by adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a saucepan over high heat. Once our oil has reached temperature, we're going to start adding our meats. I have a pound of beef for stew, a pound of pork ribs. In this case, I'm using baby back ribs, half a pound of pork tenderloin, and half a pound of whatever type of ham that you would like to use. I'm using honey ham. I also have half a pound of andouille sausage. You can use whatever sausage you would prefer. Now I'm going to season my meats with salt, and I'm going to use plenty because this salt is going to get diluted later on in further steps. Now I'm going to be adding fresh ground black pepper to taste. We proceed by stirring all these ingredients very well. After about 5 minutes from adding my salt and pepper, I'm going to proceed to add 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, and 1 cup of sofrito. I will leave a link at the end for this recipe. Now we stir the sofrito with our meats, and it is very important to always watch over the temperature so that we do not burn these ingredients. Now I'm going to proceed to add water just to cover my meats. Once we have added enough water to cover the meats, we're going to set to medium-low temperature, cover to bring to a simmer, and cook for about 45 minutes. This is how our sancocho is looking at about 45 minutes from cooking. Now we're going to proceed to add half a pound of yuca. This is the hardest of the roots that we're using, therefore we're adding it first. At about 15 minutes from having added the yuca, I'm going to be adding 1 pound of white sweet potato. We're also going to add 1 green plantain cut in cylinders of about 1 to 1.5 inch long. We're going to stir this mixture. Now we're going to add water just to cover all of our vegetables and roots. Right after adding the water, we're going to turn our heat all the way to high. And once we get a rapid boil like this, then we bring it back down to medium-low. At about 15 minutes from having added the last ingredients, I'm going to be adding half a pound of pumpkin and half a pound of malanga. Now we stir these ingredients and determine if we need any more water. And in this case, I do need water, and therefore I'm going to be adding more. Now we turn our heat back to high until we get a rapid boil, and then bring it back down to medium-low for a simmer like this. At about 15 minutes, we're going to add half a pound of potato, 2 corns on the cob cut in cylinders, and 1 ripe plantain cut in cylinders too. Now we're going to gently stir and combine these ingredients, making sure that we don't break off all the other vegetables and roots that are already cooking. Now it's time to determine if we need more water. In this case, I did need, so I'm adding a little bit more. It is also time to determine if you need more salt. I tasted, I didn't need to add any more salt. We're going to stir and wait for the last set of ingredients to cook thoroughly and be tender. Don't forget to bring this to a rapid boil and then to a simmer like we have been doing in the previous steps.
My dear friends that are watching Buen Provecho TV right now, you have got to make this recipe. This is the prime example of home cooking. It is just exquisite. Okay? Please subscribe so that you can get all of our videos, and don't forget I'm leaving this recipe written down over here. Leave your comments and a thumb up. We'll see you on the next one.